You don't keep attracting the same type of partner because you're unlucky. You keep attracting the same type of person because your nervous system recognizes the dynamic as familiar. And familiar feels safe, even when it's painful. If you've ever thought, how did I end up here again? This is the piece most people skip. See, we talk a lot about standards. We talk about boundaries. We talk about red flags. But very few people talk about nervous system wiring. And here's the truth. We don't choose partners only from desire. We choose from familiarity. We are biologically wired to return to what feels known, even if what's known is inconsistent, emotionally distant, or even chaotic. Okay? So when you say, why do I keep attracting this type? The better question is, why does this dynamic feel normal to me? That's not shame. That's actually awareness. So in my work with single women who are dating, I've seen this pattern repeatedly. Intelligent women, self-aware women, women who can list their standards clearly, but when it comes to attraction, their body chooses differently than their mind. And that's because attraction is often a nervous system response, not a logical response. When I started studying relational polarity and nervous system regulation together, everything made sense. It made more sense. See, you can't outthink a regulated or dysregulated body. You have to retrain it. Okay, let's simplify this. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity. That just means your brain can rewire itself. It builds pathways based on repetition. Now, if you walk through grass one time, nothing happens. If you walk through the same path every day, eventually there's a visible trail. Your brain does the same thing with relationships. If early experiences taught you that love feels uncertain, or that you have to work for attention, or that emotional intensity equals connection, your brain builds that trail. And later, when you meet someone who activates that same emotional pattern, your body says, I know this. Not because it's healthy, but because it's familiar. That familiarity creates chemistry. And we often mistake chemistry for compatibility. And this is why calm can feel boring. Consistency can feel flat. Emotional stability can feel off because our nervous system hasn't built a new trail for that yet. So it doesn't register as exciting. It registers as unfamiliar. So the attraction loop, how that loop works. 1, you feel drawn to someone. 2, they trigger emotional intensity. 3, you interpret that intensity as connection. 4, the dynamic repeats. 5, you tell yourself you'll do better next time. But if your nervous system is still wired for intensity, you'll gravitate towards it again. That's not weakness. That's actually conditioning. And condition can change. That's where neuroplasticity matters. See, your brain can build new trails, but it requires repetition. Calm experiences, secure interactions, slower pacing, intentional evaluation. You have to stay long enough in healthy dynamics for your nervous system to register that it's safe too. At first, it will absolutely feel unfamiliar. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It means it's new. So, you want to regulate before you relate. And this is why I say this. And this is why I say regulate, then relate. If your nervous system is anxious, you will reach for control. If it's avoidant, you will reach for distance. If it's chaotic, you will reach for intensity. But when it's regulated, you can discern. Discernment feels calmer than chemistry, but it builds healthier patterns. And over time, your brain rewires. The old trail grows over. The new one forms. That's neuroplasticity in real life. It's not theory. It's practice. So if you're realizing that your dating pattern is less about bad luck and more about nervous system familiarity, that's an instant shift. But knowing that isn't the same as rewiring it. So if you want clarity on what your specific attention or attraction pattern is and how to interrupt it, that's exactly what we unpack inside of a clarity call. It's direct, it's specific, and you leave knowing your next step. The link is below. You are not broken. Your nervous system just learned something, and anything learned can be relearned. So if you're ready to stop repeating the same type of pattern with the same type of partner, start building new relational patterns from the inside out, book a clarity call at the link below. See, because clarity reduces overthinking. Regulation reduces repetition. And repetition is what builds change. So if this helped, watch the video where I explain how polarity distortion leads to over-functioning in dating. It connects directly to the nervous system piece. So start there, and if you're ready for personalized clarity, the clarity call link is below. I'll see you inside.